The one great thing about both Jon and Dave is that they are very well aware about what works and what does not work within the Star Wars franchise, and really kind of trying to find that balance between bringing back Star Wars Legends and how it's going to coexist with the current canon material that falls under Disney, and how that's really going to be executed in upcoming shows that are already planned out. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have been very fed up about has a lot to do with Kathleen Kennedy's take on Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte, and how basically she wants to shift away completely from George Lucas's philosophy, any kind of familiar aesthetics of the Star Wars franchise, and just focusing on a clean slate, period, the end. Kind of like what Rian Johnson wanted to do with the Star Wars trilogy that he was working on that fell apart. Now, here we are, it's 2023 already. We're getting closer to the release date of The Mandalorian Season 3. The Bad Batch Episodes 1 and 2 are now out. Check it out. Very amazing installment. They did a great job on all of that so far. And so far, Jon and Dave are proving themselves very worthy of Star Wars. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy right now is that the arguments do not stop. They just keep on happening on the sets of the shows that she's involved in, and how Jon and Dave are helping out with both Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte. Let's elaborate. Now, on top of all of this, we already know that Jon and Dave are very busy people, right? They are working on over a dozen Star Wars projects to the day, and not only that, but they're also patching some scenes in Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte, so let that sink in there for a moment. They are basically working on more than 12 Star Wars shows then, at the same exact time. However, with that being said, given that brand new Star Wars shows are in development right now, of course, now that Bad Batch is out, right now as well as movies by Disney are currently in the works. However, it's described that just recently Kathleen Kennedy has been having more issues with her Star Wars show called Skeleton Crew, and with the help of Favreau and Filoni that they have been adding on characters that Kathleen Kennedy does not approve of, but has been given the okay by Disney higher-ups. As of now, Kathleen Kennedy is demanding Disney to fire actress Rosario Dawson from the Skeleton Crew series as Ahsoka Tano, since she does not want any of Jon and Dave's iterations in her Skeleton Crew series, and feels that the insertion of these characters are going to sabotage her show. The other reason why Kennedy wants Rosario fired from Skeleton Crew has to do with the fact that she believes her character Ahsoka is going to take away from the limelight of the child actors in the series, along with actor Jude Law. Now, let me just stop here quick for a second. Now, basically, Kathleen Kennedy is comparing the Skeleton Crew series to Stranger Things. That's how she compares it. That's how it's being marketed as. It's Stranger Things in space, basically. And she does not want anything to do with Jon and Dave's work being thrown into Skeleton Crew, which, by the way, that's exactly what Jon and Dave are doing. They're putting characters that they created in Skeleton Crew. Characters like Thrawn, Ahsoka, and even Sabine Wren, to an extent, in the Skeleton Crew series. And a lot of it has to do with these characters coming in to save the children, coming in to save Jude Law's character, who, by the way, is going to be like a teacher of some kind. Now, that brings us to where we are now. Kathleen Kennedy's making these demands, making these requests, and really forcing them on Disney higher-ups, trying to prove her point of why Rosario needs to be let go from the series as Ahsoka, and to just do away with any kind of familiar character. Now, you gotta remember that the main reason why Jon and Dave are here in the first place, patching and fixing scenes for Skeleton Crew, was under the orders of the Disney board members, because they don't want the show to be a complete flop or a complete nightmare on Disney+. They want it to be an at least decent Star Wars show at minimum. And that's going to take a lot of patching on Jon and Dave's part, and I'm not quite sure if they really have the energy to go through that from start to finish. So that's why Kennedy wants nothing to do with Ahsoka. Now, moving on. Kennedy has been very argumentative about the recent development and fixes made by Favreau and Filoni by bringing in familiar faces to the Star Wars series. As of now, Disney board members are not taking Kathleen Kennedy's demands seriously, but she is still and continuing to challenge and fight the addition of Ahsoka Tano. Kennedy also wanted no lightsaber action in her show, as she wanted to focus away from familiar aesthetics of the franchise. Now, so far, Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew is set out to save the children by battling a group of armored individuals that appear just like the Knights of Ren. Though they are not the Knights of Ren, they just appear like them. Ahsoka is set to even save Jude Law's character at some point near a casino city. This is Kennedy's main problem with the show as of right now. Now, in case you guys were not aware, we talked about this a couple of days ago. The casino city of Canto Bight is returning in the Skeleton Crew show. A lot of Last Jedi, worlds are coming back. A lot of Last Jedi themes, if you will, are arriving in Skeleton Crew. And that's another reason why I think this actual show is going to drive a lot of fans away. I think the minute people see Casino City of Canto Bight, they're going to turn their heads. Even if it's a well fleshed out story, I think that having Last Jedi themes is not a smart move, at this point. However, Kathleen Kennedy's reason to get rid of Ahsoka Tano and to fire Rosario is very childlike to me, and it just makes no sense at all. It's almost like she wants the fans to have no fun, to just have a very bland Star Wars story. Now, listen, I get it. Not every show needs a cameo. Not every show needs a Force wielder or a Jedi. I understand that. Believe me. But this show is set within the post-Return of the Jedi era, and it only makes sense to include a character like Ahsoka Tano to come across the children that are going to run into these warriors or these groups of clan members that are posing as a threat to them. Somebody's got to come in and save the day. There's a reason why they are adding in Ahsoka Tano. Jude Law, as far as we know, is not a Force-sensitive character. At least not a Jedi-oriented one. So, he's only a teacher from all we know right now. Jude Law's character is leading these children that are lost in the galaxy to find their way back home. And there's going to be a section called The New Beyond that's going to actually add a lot more to the Star Wars lore that we have never seen before, both in Legends and also in the current canon material. So once again, Kathleen Kennedy, is she going to get her demands met? I highly doubt it. I don't think that the board members are going to cave or fall into her trap. I don't buy it one bit. But this is what she wants. This is what Kathleen Kennedy wants. She wants Rosario fired. Off the show, wants nothing to do with Favreau and Filoni's patches or fixes. And anyways, I am really intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments. Check me out on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and go over there. And I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.